What's up, y'all? We are back. We are done with our pre-prep diet. We are officially into the diet break that I mentioned a couple times in that pre-prep diet. So it's the first week of our diet break. We get this diet break for about a month, and then we're going to go into our actual contest prep after this diet break. But right now we got week one of the diet break. It's also a deload week, so we're kind of deloading devolume, so training volumes are a little bit down, but we'll get into that later when we actually get the training of this video. Right now, I wanted to give you a full day of eating on the diet break, so you can kind of see what I'm eating, what I'm doing diet-wise for this diet break. And first off, obviously, that means it's the morning. So right now, it is 6:30. As you can tell, I'm kind of a little more dressed up. I gotta go to work today, so I look a bit nicer, a bit more put together, because, well, I have to work. But anyways, we have meal number one. I'm cooking that right now. We had some eggs and some veg. I got a coffee going. And then I also, let's see here. Let's see. You see me if I prop you up there? Perfect. So I got to make my morning electrolytes and take my morning supplements. So let's get to that right away. Every single morning, one of the first things I do, obviously, is electrolytes, because when you sleep, you're going to lose all of, not lose all of, but you're gonna get dehydrated as you sleep, because, well, you're asleep. You're not drinking any water, any fluids. So it's really smart. I mean, you could just wake up, have a glass of water, drink some water. That is good too, but the best option is wake up, have some electrolytes. So that's what I do every single morning. And then I also pair that with my creatine. There's no specific reason why I take creatine in the morning, other than the fact that if I don't take it in the morning, I'm gonna forget to take my creatine. So, but with this, I also take some morning supplements every single morning. So I'll get those as soon as I get this mixed up. All right, so here are my supplements right there. We have ashwagandha for, stress management. We have fish oils for heart health, a D3K2 complex for bone and muscle health, and then we just have a multivitamin because right now on the diet break it's maybe not as big of a deal, but later in on prep, we want a multivitamin in cases we're getting lower in food. We are like filling any nutritional gaps. So that's what the multivitamin's for. So down the hatch with these. All right, but I gotta finish cooking my eggs that I have on, and I got a couple more things to cook for this first meal of the day. So I'm gonna cook that up and report back when I have all my meal like actually ready. Okay, so we got the meal done. We have two kiwi, we have two whole eggs, 150 grams of egg whites with 40 grams of bell pepper and 40 grams of spinach. And then we get 50 grams of oats, which I also put a little bit of sugar-free maple syrup in there just for a little extra flavor. But yeah, if you can't tell, this is basically the same thing as my kind of pre-prep diet breakfast. And if I had to guess, it's going to be the same breakfast I have during prep, except probably minus the oatmeal. So not a ton of changes, but it is nice that now I have some oatmeal, which I did not have during pre-prep. So I actually eat a bit more carbs in the morning. I always had the carbs from the kiwi, but now I get a little more carbs, which is nice because it actually gives me some energy throughout the morning to get me to lunch. Anyways, I have to eat this so I can get to work, but I will check in for our next meal when we get there. But all right, what is up, guys? We are back for our lunch break now. We are cooking up some potatoes. I got 300 grams of these bad boys, these small little potatoes. For lunch, all that I literally do is I just cut them, have them like that, toss them in the air fryer. So I got to do that. I have, like I said, 300 grams of potatoes, which is actually it's a step up from what we had on training days during pre-prep training day. I got 200 grams of potatoes. I would get 300 grams on non-training days, but my carbs on my pre-workout meal were cut pretty drastically on non-training days. To one point towards the end of the pre-prep diet, I actually got no carbs for my meal 3, which would be a pre-workout meal, but on non-training days it's just like meal 3. But yeah, so more carbs, like I was saying, that's like the biggest change with this diet break is basically the meals don't change. Like, this is still my same lunch, but I get more carbs. Also protein source, salmon. I just buy these little like pre-packaged frozen salmon things. You can get them from Sam's Club. Here, I'll show you the bag. Like, I just get a bag of these from Sam's Club, these like Alaskan sockeye salmon. It's prepackaged servings. So the prepackaged serving here is 170 grams, which is perfect because that is exactly what my meal plan says. 170 grams of salmon for lunch. So I just have to cut this bad boy open. And there might be a more efficient way to do it. I like to play with knives though, so that's how I do it. And I toss it in this air fryer as well with those potatoes. And then I get my big three seasonings here: salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. I throw this on. I think this will make any meal good, bro. This is so good on basically everything. I do this on my like potatoes and salmon. I do this on my beef. I would do this on chicken, but I have another chicken rub that I usually use on chicken. But when I'm out of that, I do these same seasonings. Like, if you don't know much about seasoning food, which admittedly I used to not season food, and it would make it so much worse, just literally get some garlic powder, onion powder, and some salt. It'll enhance the flavor of everything. I guess you gotta kind of like the flavor of onions, maybe, but I don't know. I feel like onion powder really just helps everything. It's a weird one. A lot of people hate onions. I like onions though, so I like it. But anyways, I throw all that in there, pop it in the air fryer, plug this bad boy in, and we just air fry it at 400 degrees for 23 minutes. And then while that cooks, I actually usually during my lunch break, since it takes about 23 minutes, I just go take a quick 20-minute walk with my dog. Helps me get some steps in and just get some daily activity, especially now it's getting a little bit warmer out. The sun is shining, get some sunshine on my face during the day because after all, I work a desk job, so I'm stuck in an office all day. So it's nice to be able to get out, stretch the legs, get in the sun, enjoy that during the middle of the day. And then it makes it so after work and after the gym, I don't have to get as many steps in, so I don't have to sit here on a walking pad or pacing around my. Right now, I just pace around my apartment to get steps. I actually finally ordered a walking pad, so at least when I have to get steps in at night, like the last thing I do in the day, I'm like, oh, I still have like 1,000 steps, 2,000 steps, 3,000 steps, whatever. I can just pop it on the walking pad and like I don't know, watch like Netflix or something. So that'll be convenient. But yeah, with that said, I should probably get going before this finishes cooking so I can get the walk in with my dog and get back. So I'm gonna go take a quick walk and I will get back to you guys when this meal is done to show you the finished product. Little man is pooped. It's only a 20-minute walk, but I said the word again, so now he's excited again. You see his head perk up. But he's a husky, so yeah, even short walks like that, he gets exhausted. At least in this heat. I mean, in the winter, bro, he could go for hours on end, wouldn't get tired a second. High energy breed, but it's like 70, maybe 80 degrees out right now. That's a bit hot for his breed. So we just take him short, make sure he has water, give him an ice cube or two. He's fine. Here's lunch though: 300 grams potato, 150 grams carrots, 170 grams salmon, and then I got a zero sugar Dr. Pepper strawberry cream. Mmm. This flavor is actually gas. I don't know, dude. Dr. Pepper makes the best like zero sugar sodas, in my opinion. That one, and then also I had a blackberry one recently. Fire. But I gotta eat this. I literally only have like 13 minutes before I gotta get back in my car and get back to work. So I gotta eat all this. It's super hot. It always sucks to eat. I go from a hot potato to a cold carrot. Sucks on the teeth. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So yeah, I'm gonna eat that. Let this little man rest and recover. And we'll catch you for the pre-workout meal. That's what's next in obviously a few hours, but I'll catch you when I'm eating that. All right, peace. So it's time for the pre-workout meal. We have one Honeycrisp apple, and then we have our actual meal here, which is we have 170 grams of chicken, 100 grams of rice, 50 grams of kimchi, and 30 grams of avocado. So if you've seen any of my other full days of eating throughout the pre-prep series, this is basically the exact same pre-workout meal I've been having the whole time. Except the only difference is, again, like I've mentioned, for like breakfast, I'm getting more carbs. Like lunch, I had 300 carbs, 300 potatoes, 300 grams of potato instead of 200 grams. Now I get 100 grams of rice instead of, I believe it was 90 at one point. Then it dropped down to, I think, as low as 60 grams for my pre-workout meal, if I recall correctly. But we're back up to 100 grams. It's really great. Helps fuel these workouts. But I got to eat this and then get my intro workout carbs and my pre-workout made up. So I'm going to eat this and I'll check back in, and I'm getting my intro workout shake, carb drink, and my pre-workout made. So I'll catch you in a couple. All right, so the pre-workout meal's done. Now we just got to mix up all of our fucking powders. So we got to make our intro workout, which is, we have raw fuel. It's just a carb powder. You could use whatever you want. I like this stuff, but you could use whatever you want. You use Gatorade powder for all you want, just a carb powder. We got 30 grams of this. Next to go into there is our EAAs. So we do 15 grams of EAAs in our intro workout. And that'll do it for the intro workout. It's pretty simple. It's just carb powder and EAAs. There we go. Kind of made a mess. Fuck. Oh well. We'll be fine. So we mix that up, and that'll be what we sip on throughout our workout. And then lastly, our pre-workout, I still run this Bum Essentials, like Raw Nutrition. The Bum Essentials line. I got this blue raspberry flavor, probably my favorite flavor. I love this flavor. But anyways, I'll do a scoop of this. Oh my god. First day with the new hand. So I'll do a scoop of this, and then we'll be ready to go to the gym. Speaking of the gym, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I think I said in the beginning of the video, this is my, not only are we in a diet break, it's also kind of our de-volume, deload week, which the point of that is to decrease volume of your training sessions to allow your body to like kind of recover more. So I'm only doing one working set per exercise. So instead of, usually I would do 2, sometimes 3, depending on what the movement is, but typically 2 working sets per movement. Now we're cutting that back to 1 for everything. Everything's only 1 working set. I still do some warm-up sets, obviously, get some blood in the joints, like warm the muscle up. You're not trying to jump to a working set. And the working set, I don't decrease load either. It stays as heavy as it would be, and we're still keeping the same intensity. If you watch some of my other videos, you know usually my working sets, I have 1 heavier set, which is in a lower rep range, and then 1 lighter working set in a higher rep range. I'm opting to do, I'm opting to do the heavier working set. So the plan is do a couple warm-ups, hit the heavy working set, move on, and then after we've warmed up in our first 2 movements, so I got leg extensions or leg curls and then leg extensions first today. I'll probably do like 2 to 3 warm-ups on each of those just to get the blood going. And then when I get to more of the heavier compounds like the hack squat, the leg press, that stuff, it's going to be 1, maybe 2 warm-up sets, like 1 set, just kind of 5 reps, feel it out. 1 set, 80% of my working load or something pretty close. Do like 1 or 2 reps there, and then jump straight into the working set and get it done with, move on to the next. So it's going to be a pretty quick one, and it's really weird. I always feel weird doing these deloads because I feel like I'm not like doing as much in the gym because I'm doing less volume, but you still got to push as hard. And I notice I take less rest breaks almost in these deloads just because like I feel I'm just like go, 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 go. So it's going to be a very much in and out type of day. And then we'll get back here and we'll eat our post-workout meal. But I'm going to down this and get going. It's already about 6 o'clock, so I got to move. But like I said, it's a quick day, so it won't take long. But regardless, I'm going to get to the gym. right, we're back from the gym. Man, it's weird doing deload weeks. I swear, I don't know what it is. I just feel like they're super unproductive. I mean, realistically, I'm pretty sure there's some studies and stuff out there. Don't quote me on this, but like the minimum you need to even grow muscle, not even just maintain muscle, but to grow muscle is only one hard set per exercise, which is literally what I'm doing in this deload. I'm just cutting my volume and doing one hard set per exercise. I'm not doing the sets any lighter or any less intensity. I'm keeping intensity up. I'm still going hard, heavy, normal. Everything's normal except for the amount of sets. I'm just cutting sets. But because then I get through the workout super fast, and it's like I just feel like I'm like machine to machine to machine to machine, or movement, like changing so much so quickly. And it just, I don't know. I feel like I didn't get enough work in. Like I'm the type of person who loves to like, I'll do like my hard sets, and then I like to do intensifiers like drop sets or rest pauses or like forced reps or maybe a superset. Like I like intensifiers. So when I'm just doing a deload, I don't add any of those because that's like the point is to not fatigue yourself. Let your body recover, lessen the volume, let your body kind of rejuvenate itself, recover, get better so you can come in next week refreshed and like really hit it super hard again. But it's so hard for me to just like not do that in the gym, you know. But I did it. I stuck to what I had to do. Did my one working set for each movement, and now we're back. So we got our post-workout meal, which is this bad girl right here. It is 170 grams of ground beef, 100 grams of rice. So again, up in them carbs, and then 150 grams of green beans. Pretty simple. I put a little salt on it. Sometimes I'll put like a low calorie or 0 calorie seasoning on here, like a sugar free. I have like a sugar free sweet chili sauce or something from I think Jack Hughes or something. Shout out Jack Hughes, makes great sugar free sauces that are low calorie. Um, so I use that. Sometimes I'll just do like mustard, yellow mustard, super low calorie. Um, I'll do hot sauce. Hot sauce typically has 0 calories, but today I just kind of wanted to raw dog it, you know. So that's what I'm doing. Anyways, I gotta house this meal, and this isn't it for the day. We still have one more meal, so I gotta eat this. I gotta get a couple more steps. So I'm gonna get some steps in after I eat this. Kind of just let it digest, get some movement around, walk around a bit, and then we got one more meal. So stick around because the last meal or snack before bed, it's a pretty special one. It's my little treat every night. So stick around to see what that is. But I'm gonna go eat this, and then I'll get back to you guys with that final meal. All right, y'all. So this is the final meal of the night. It is I got a glass of unsweetened almond milk, kind of just a different vibe from water or electrolytes. And then I got this marvelous concoction. This is kind of my chocolate mousse or cheesecake and blueberry bowl. So what it is I got 200 grams of fat-free Greek yogurt in here. I have 115 grams of blueberries, 30 grams of protein powder, a chocolate protein powder, and then 11 grams of sugar-free pudding mix. And the pudding mix, basically, when you mix that in with the yogurt, it really thickens it up. And then I make this actually before I go to the gym. So I make this while I'm making my pre-workout meal, actually. And I pop it in the fridge until it's time to eat it before bed. So a couple hours, and that firms it up and gives it like this nice thick, like, I don't know if you can see it, but this nice thick, like chocolate mousse cheesecake texture. As you can see, it just sticks to the spoon. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It's nice chocolatey. I mean, it's obviously not a cheesecake or an actual chocolate mousse, so it's not like as rich or as sweet, but it's still got that chocolate flavor. It's got that texture. It's a good treat. It's a good little treat before bed. I used to just make this without the pudding, and then I would do 170 grams of blueberries, but I just reduced the blueberries a little bit to make up for the extra carbs that are in the sugar-free pudding mix, because even though it's 0 sugar, there's still a couple of carbs in there. So it evens out to the exact same macros. The micronutrient mix might be a little bit off, but macros and calories wise is the exact same meal as it used to be. And it just kind of adds a different texture and a little bit more of a chocolate flavor with the pudding mix. So I like it. It mixes my meals up a little bit and gives me a little bit different texture, which is always fun too. Helps. When you get bored of certain foods, it's always good to mix up the texture. It just helps. At least helps me when I'm dieting. But that's all I got. I'm gonna eat this and then get to bed. It's already like 10:30, so I got to get to bed so I can get, hopefully a good 7-8 hours of sleep. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, this full day of eating on the diet break. And I'll catch you next Monday. We'll still be in the diet break, and I don't really know what we're doing next Monday. It won't be a deload, so we actually have a full training day again. It'll be dope. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next Monday. Peace, y'all.